Hey guys, let me welcome you back to the channel. My name's Justin and you're watching Survival Mindset. So today what we're going to be looking at is the DPx Gear HEFT 12 chop right here. This is an excellent survival woodsman knife right here. All around, it's great for bushcraft as well. Now, I was introduced this knife back in the day when they first had these out. I was able to hold the prototype in my hand, work with the prototype as well at the DPx Gear studio / warehouse. This is designed by Robert Young Pelton. This is a hostile environment survival tool. It has been used around the world by Pelton himself. It's in very extreme environments. Yeah, so he's been around the world testing this, and so far it's been a beast of a knife. It's worked out very well. Now look at that up close. It feels really good to the hand as well. Now this knife is made by Sean Rowan. So if you're not familiar with Sean Rowan makes a lot of the H.E.S.T knives as well. So if you're familiar with the H.E.S.T, you know how this is basically going to handle all around. This makes a good survival woodsman's knife. Also, it makes short work of building any bush camp, or even this is great for cooking as well. So why need an axe when you can have this beast of a knife in your hand, because basically it handles pretty much like an axe. Also, we're going to be looking at this knife, testing this knife out here in the field right behind me. I will be running this knife hard in the forest. You guys want to see that, don't you? Now it does come with this snap style of a sheath. It's opened on the top right there. Let me show you how that works. So this is only going to snap open this way, and also you got to lock it by pressing it down like that. You just can't go from the side, either side. So that's a good safety feature basically overall. So let's open this up and fold that part back, and I do want to show you this. So this sheath is really nice, slides out really easy. So the sheath right here has a belt loop on this side, so it's held in there by rivets and everything. It does have a drain hole at the bottom. Let's take a look at the handle up close. So you got this handle right here is going to be a black micarta with many points to attach any lanyard. So you got an attachment point there, as well as you got two in the back right here. Also, you can feed a lanyard through there too, if, like, say for instance you're going to be hanging it from a tree, and if you really like, you can attach a lanyard here. You can use that kind of for a leverage for like skinning. It really does have a nice fuller throughout the knife. Now let's go over some of the specs right here on this beast. So you got a blade length right here of 12.52 inches. The overall length on this whole entire beast is coming in at 18.62 inches. Also, it has a stonewash finish. I do want to show that up close with a Sleipner steel. So it's like an Italy steel that they're working with, and also it's a stainless steel. Now the blade thickness is coming in at 0.22 inches. So all around, all the way through this knife is 0.22 inches. Now the blade edge and the blade grind is going to be a flat grind. The blade style is coming to like a Tonto type style of a blade. The Rockwell hardness is 60 HRC. Now the weight on this knife, believe it or not, is not too bad for me at all. It's very well balanced. The weight comes in at 25.3 ounces. Now the DPX letters, I got letters, I'm not sure how it's going to show up here in numbers right here, that represent the company's name. of the knife. So the skew is going to be like 0.52 on the DPx HEFT 12 chop, and then this knife was made in 1217, and the number I got on this knife is number 25. I think they only make like 50, I believe it was, or 52 of these each production run that they do. So they come out whenever they feel like basically coming out. Basically, you're not going to be able to get this knife. It's very hard to come by. And also, these knives are very pricey. They're way up there in price wise, you know. So if you come across one, you're lucky to get one for, you know, $400. I think they go for $425, but some people sell them for $500 on up. So what we're gonna do is, I promised you guys that we're gonna go out here in the field and we're gonna throw down with this knife and see how well it handles. Got a really thick log here. Let's test it out. Okay, it's pretty strong. Let me get some good footing here. So far it handles really nice, feels excellent in the hand. This log's a little bouncy, as you guys can see. Okay, it should go any minute. There it goes. I got some cedar right here. I do want to see how well it's going to baton through this cedar. Like a champ. Let's go one more piece. And I even left a little blade out here on an angle, just so I can use it on an angle like that, and it does handle very well. The blade's looking really good, and yeah, it's holding up really nice. I'm really impressed with this knife overall. Actually, we can just chop these like so. This one's kind of leaning. Let's see. Really has a really aggressive bite down into the wood. Make small kenneling like so, like that, and then it really bites into there really nicely. And also, this knife is really big. I don't recommend choking down on this one because the choil's so small, but it's so fine. It creates really fine feather sticks. See, look at the curls on it, guys. I mean, this knife is a beast. Also, it can do the light task that you guys want it to do as well. So And even down here, you can just saw down on these. And look at those curls right there. These curls are absolutely fine curls. Really fine curls. So let's flip this stick over. And this, I'm going to use the choil right here, even though it's small. It's a heavy knife, so it's really hard to control your feathers, but as long as you just have a couple curls coming out like so, I mean, this will get any fire started basically out there in that field for you. So this stick's about to break, but I mean, that's not the best feather work out there, but you get the idea. Overall, I'm very pleased with the DPx Gear 12 chop. It handles very nice. I really like the handle design. The handle design is very comfortable when chopping or even doing some finer tasks as well. So yeah, the thickness is just perfect. It's spot on. I did use it with gloves. I usually don't use gloves too much. Because all gloves are different. I got a new pair of gloves and they're actually in my pocket right now. They're the Voodoo tactical gloves. They got really a grippy feel to the bottom of the glove. So it just doesn't give you a true like solid grip, you know. So I did choke down on this. It felt really good as well. I did use the choil. Even though the choil is really small, you got to be very careful with that choil. But you know, these bigger knives aren't made to be used with the choil. This knife really has a good flow to it, good balance to it when you're on the back seat of the knife right here. It really feels good. Now look at my hand grip on this knife. That's a very comfortable 4-finger grip right there with total control, with no turning of the knife. I mean, a couple times, yes, on pieces of wood when I was first getting familiar with the knife, it did turn a little bit when I was chopping that log on the ground. Now batoning, it really handled very well with this nice thick spine, really good fuller to it. There is no problems with the blade. As you're looking down the blade, it's perfectly straight right there still, and I put some hard use onto this blade. There's no chipping at all, rolls at all. So yes, and the part I like about this knife the most is the end here, this end style of a Tonto type blade. It has this so you can beat down on it, beat your wood like so, as you saw in the video. And everything about this knife is outstanding. I highly urge you guys, if you ever come across one, to pick one up. You'll really like this one. It's a knife that I'm going to be keeping in my collection. I'm not letting it go at all whatsoever. It was hard enough to get, even though I did handle this knife at their studios, at their warehouse at DPx Gear. I held the first prototype when Robert Young Pelton designed this knife, and I've always wanted it since. I don't know why I didn't pick it up then, but now I have it, and now I'm pleased with it. But I do want to thank you guys for tuning into the channel. I really appreciate you guys stopping by every week. My name's Justin, and you're watching Survival Mindset.